When Chapman Billies leave the street and drouthy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late and folk begin to tack the gate, well, we sit boozing at the nappy, getting fou and unco happy. We think now on the lang Scots miles, the mosses, waters, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, where sits your sulky sullen dame, gathering her brews like gathering storm, nursing the wrath to keep it warm. This truth fund honest Tam O'Shanter, as he frae air we night did canter. I'll dare while ne'er a tune surpasses, for honest men and bonny lasses.
O Tam, had thou but been sae wise, and ta'en thy ain wife Kate's advice, she tell't thee weel thou was a skellum, a bletherin', blusterin', drunken blellum, that fae November to October, a market day thou wasna sober. Thou ilker melder with a miller, thou sat as lang as thou had siller, that every neg was cad a shoe on, the smith and thee got roaring fou on, that in the Lord's house, even on a Sunday, thou drank wi' Captain Jean till Monday. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be found deep drooned in Doon, or catched wee wadlocks in the mirk by Aloes' auld haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames that gars me greet, to think who many counsels sweet, how many lengthed sage advices the husband frae the wife despises.
But to our tale, a market nicht, Tam had got planted uco reeked, fast by an ingle bleezing finely, wi' ramming swarts that drank divinely. And at his elbow, Suitor Joni, his ancient trusty droofy crony. Tam lo'ed him like a very brother, they had been for weeks together. The night drave on wi' sangs and clatter, and aye the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with favour secret, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was a ready chorus. The storm without might rear and wrastle, Tam mind a storm a wassel. Care mad to see a man sae happy, he'd drowned himself among the nappy. As bees flee hame with ladies of treasure, the minutes winged by wi' way of pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er the hills with life victorious.
But pleasures are like poppy spread, you seize the flower its bloom is shed, or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever, or like the borealis race that flit ere you can point their place, or like the rainbow's lovely form vanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether Tam nor tide, the hour approaches Tam on ride. That hour o' night's black arch, the key stain, the dreary hour he mounts his beast in, and sick a night he tacks the road in, as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twad blawn its last, the rattling showers rose in the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand, the deil had business on his hand. Wheel mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on thro' dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst holding fast his blue bonnet, whilst crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round wi' prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where geese and hoolits nightly cry.
By this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snaw the chapmen smort, and past the birks and meikle twin, where drunken Charlie Brack's neck been, and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters found the murdered bairn, and near the thorn aboon the well, where Mungo's mither hanged hersel. Before him doon pours all his floods. The Dublin storm roars near through the woods. The lightnings flashed from pole to pole. And much nearer, the thunder roars. When glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirk to Alloway seemed in a blaze. Through Ilkabor the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing.
Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn. We Tiffany, we fear nae evil. We Usquebae, we face the devil. The swats say reamed in Tammy's noddle. Fair play, he cared nae deals a boddle. But Maggie stood, right stare astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward in the light. And wow, Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae cotillion Brent knew frae France, but hornpipes, jigs, spaes and reels, put life and metal in their heels. A wonnock bunker in the east, their sattled neck and shape a beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim and large. To gie the music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and garred them skirl, till roof and rafters a did dirl. Coffins stood round like open faces that showed the dead in their last dresses. And by some devilish cantrap's light, each in its called hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the haly table a murderer's bane and gibbet airns, twa span laying wee unchristened bairns, a thief new cutted frae the rape. Wi' his last gasp his gab did gape, 5 tomahawks wi' blue-red rusted, 5 scimitars wi' murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain son no life bereft, the grey hairs yet stuck to the head. Wi' mair o horrible and awful, which e'en to name would be awful.
As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they cleek it, till ilka carlin swat and reek it, and coosed their durries to the wark, and licked it at it in a sark. Ah, Tam, had they been quines, all plump and strapping in their teens, their sarks instead of creasy flannin, been snow-white 1700 linen, their breeks o' mine, my only pair, the aince were plush of good blue hair, I would have gied them half my hirdies for a blink o' the bonny birdies. But withered beldams, auld and droll, ring-witty hags would spin a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock, so withered in a turn o' stomach.
But Tam kent what was what fu brawly. There was a winsome wench and Wally, that nicht enlisted in the corps, long after Kent on Carrick shore. For mony a beast to deed she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shook baith meikle corn and bear, and keep the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark o' Paisley harn, that while a lassie she had worn, in longitude though sorely scanty, it was her best, and she was vaunty. Ah, little kent thy referent granny, that sark she coughed for her wee nanny, wi' 2 Scots, 'twas a her riches, whatever graced a dance o' witches. But here my muse, her wing maun cower, sic flichts are far beyond her power, to sing how Nanny lap and flang a supple jad she was, and strang, and how Tam stood like ane bewitched, and thocht his very een enriched. Even Satan glowered and fidged fu fain, and hotched and blew wi' micht and main, till first he caper, syne another. Tam tint his reason a' together, and roars out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant, all was dark.
And scarcely had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied, as bees buzz out wi' angry fyke, when plundering herds assail their bike. as open pussy's mortal foes when pop she starts before their nose. As eager runs the market crowd when catch the thief resounds aloud. So Maggie runs, the witches follow, with Moni and Eldritch screech and hollow. Ah, Tam, they'll get thy fairn. In hell they'll roast thee like a hern. Oh, in vain thy Kate awaits thy coming. Kate soon will be a woeful woman. Now, do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the key stain of the brig. There at them thou thy tail may toss, a running stream they darena cross. But ere the key stain she could make, the faint a tail she had to shake. For Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle. But little wist she Maggie's mettle. A spring brought off her master hail, but left behind her ain grey tail. The carlin caught her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now, wha this tale of truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son tak heed, whene'er to drink you are inclined, or cutty sarks run in your mind. Think, you may buy the joys our dear, remember Tam O'Shanter's mere.